Now people can hear us.
They can hear us?
Now people can hear us.
This is good.
Yeah. Hi, people. Sorry for that.
Hello. Okay, we're also live on my TikTok.
Yeah. Hello, Victoria's TikTok. Life lesson for everyone. Don't let your brother use your PC because he will mess up your microphone cords, which is what happened here today. Anyways, hi. We are Vengeance / the voices
We are
of Atlas.
Vengeance.
Yeah.
Also, Vic and I are swapped.
Vic and Laiba here have Batman and Catwoman. I just have my good old Dick Grayson because we love Dick here. Yeah. So yeah.
Yeah,
Vic and I are swapped.
We're a little swapped.
That's what you meant.
It's okay.
Yeah. I have nothing Batman, so I'm just wearing my Dragon Ball Z shirt.
I am wearing La Push Washington.
La Push, baby, La Push.
It's
okay.
La Push.
There we go. Now we're all in our correct spaces.
As you can tell, Amazing McKendra is not here.
Here's the thing. We would have been fine if my mic didn't break.
We were so ready, but like it's just a curse.
Oh God.
Anyway,
always something
Nick,
has to
we
go
miss
wrong.
you.
Nick, we miss you so much.
Nick, we miss you dearly.
We miss
He's too busy being an adult.
Yeah. Weddings
having
and
adult
such.
friends, doing adult things.
With his adult life.
In short, we are nothing without Nick to some extent. We're good without Nick, but we cannot be our best without the core four.
We can't be amazing without Amazing McKendra.
Exactly. But anyways, as we said, we are Vengeance / the voices of Atlas. Welcome to our episode about the Batman. If you have not yet seen it, we will be discussing spoilers. So if you have not yet seen this 3-hour movie, go get some popcorn, go watch it during the day because I went
look
to go
up the
watch
bathroom
it in the
times before.
Exactly. Don't drink any liquids and you should be good, hopefully. So yeah. And just be sure to find our podcast on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, Google, YouTube, and be sure to join our Discord. Yeah, because we talk a lot on there. And you can get a lot more of our immediate thoughts on stuff. So yeah. And be sure to check us out on Stream Lounge because what are we doing tomorrow, guys?
Something super freaking fun.
Turning fucking red.
We're turning freaking red.
No, but we're at 6:30 p.m. PST or 9:30 EST. We are going to be live doing a watch party for Turning Red on Stream Lounge. And if you join and you stay to the end, you have a chance to win one of two $25 Netflix gift cards.
Free Netflix? What?
Free Netflix? Like, if you missed our previous giveaway for Uber Eats gift cards to have a little snack, a little boba during the movie, perhaps, you have a second chance to win. And
exactly.
we got 4 winners for that, which was Ellie, Ash, Britt, and Michelle.
Yes.
So y'all have high chances.
Y'all have high chances.
It's fucking lit.
Exactly. But yeah, how is everyone's been?
It's a good bin. Good
yeah,
bin.
It's been a good
bin. It's a turning red bin.
It's a turning red bin. We've been calling out dumbass racists lately on the internet kind of bin.
So many. They found one of my videos and they keep on picking it up. And it's just like, what? Why?
Like, why? Come on, y'all. Come on.
They're just like,
seriously?
But it's just the animation's still bad. It's just like,
y'all don't care about the animation. Stop lying.
You guys just can't read a room?
Exactly.
Yeah.
Like, you cannot like it and not yell that to everyone all of the time. Sounds like you want to just be a hater for fun. So.
Exactly. Haters gonna hate. They hate us because they ain't us.
Yeah.
If y'all know what that's from, good job. But yeah, that's been our bin lately. Is there anything else we want to say for our bins?
No.
Okay.
I'm back from vacation, so I'm rested
you're back?
and stressed. No, I'm not. I'm back in Canada, but
I was gonna say, I was like, you're not back in Toronto yet.
I was off last week, as is Nick this week.
Okay.
Yeah.
But yeah, I spent some time in a cabin up
a
a ridge near the coast, and it was fabulous.
I miss cabin trips with my friends. So yeah.
Deer on the property, wood burning stove. I played with a lot of fire. So
fire's always fun.
Hell yeah.
I would legitimately, if I've ever had a breakup, me and my friends would just burn stuff. So I feel that fire is fun.
You gotta have another breakup there.
It is cleansing, to say the least.
I hope all your relationships thrive, Johnny. And you still get to play with fire.
Yeah.
Hopefully I can get a good relationship and just go out with someone and just burn wood rather than love letters, okay?
Yeah. See, there you go.
Yeah, there we go. But yeah, so we encourage our chat to always interact with us. If you haven't seen the Batman yet, though, spoiler warning, you have been warned. Sorry if you come in later and you catch a spoiler, though. But yeah. So do we just want to jump right in?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So I'm just gonna start off with this. Selena was 1,000% bisexual at the least.
100%. Yes.
And even Zoe Kravitz. Zoe Kravitz was like, yeah, she's bi.
She's bi. I'm sorry. What person calls another person baby? Just baby, please.
They're roommates who share an apartment with only one bed, call each other baby, and she has enough wherewithal to want to go after and be vengeance on the person who murdered her.
Yeah. No.
Yep.
I mean, you might do that for a friend, but
I would kill someone for a friend, but I ain't calling my friend's baby though.
And be like, oh, are you coming home? When are you coming home?
Also that. I mean, okay, you know what? I am needy enough to go to my friends like, yo, when you getting over here?
Yeah, but it's like you guys don't live together at the end of the night and share a bed.
True. This is true. Because I'm pretty sure that entire house only had one bed.
Yeah, it was. Yeah, they did not have a lot of money. The best way to get cheaper rent is to share a room.
Exactly.
Might as well do that with a partner, a girlfriend, bingo, perhaps.
Exactly.
But
I mean, hey, no better.
This is 100% DC pandering to
the Chinese market,
Chinese theaters, and not being banned there.
Yeah,
because the only person who's gotten away with it recently is Chloe Zhao, who
Eternals wasn't even in China.
No, exactly. She was the only one to stand her ground and have enough credibility and stuff, and being like an Oscar winner previously to be able to say, fuck you.
We're having the queer shit in here.
We're having the queer shit, and we're not having a China cut where you can just quietly take those things out.
Mm-hmm. It's not like The Rise of Skywalker, where they just cut out two women kissing.
Yeah, a very far landscape scene. Just because people were like, oh, but the TV shows and stuff like Peacemaker and stuff is pretty queer. It's just like, it's TV.
That stuff doesn't make it into the Chinese market usually. So
exactly, but they need a theatrical release.
Exactly.
But I mean, with the Bob topic.
Oh God! We'll bring that up when we do our Turning Red
Pixar
episode.
Employees coming out and saying like, "Hey, Disney has forced us to take out a lot of our explicitly queer
stuff.
Content. We can only leave implied stuff and stuff that people can explain away."
Exactly, which is horseshit.
Yeah, we'll talk more about that on the Turning Red episode. Yeah. But this is 100%. The route that DC took.
Yes.
Let's call them friends.
We could agree on that. Yeah. To add on to the Catwoman being bi, though, also towards DC's dismay, as I will say, Batman eats pussy in this. I don't care what people say. Batman eats the cat. This Batman definitely does. I'm sorry, I just slipped that one in there while at it.
I don't know why he wouldn't.
Especially with Zoe Kravitz. That's all I'm going to say.
Laiba's face. But
I'm too young for this conversation. No, I'm kidding.
Laiba, you're not that much younger than me.
I mean, heroes do what heroes do. So let's just leave it at that.
I'm just saying it's a heroic thing to do is to reciprocate pleasure.
Exactly.
Right? It's the nice he was a very nice boy at the end of it. Helping out the community. He would help out a partner. But another thing too is that people were, or at least one commenter of mine was like, actually Annika was a kid.
Oh my god. Yeah, I saw that.
Called her a kid. So she was a child. And now you're saying it's pedophilic. I'm like,
If you just
kid in relation to, they're both about the same age, early 20s, and they were dealing with like 50-year-old white men. 60-year-old white men.
Men who would like to undermine their true value in society.
Yeah, I don't think it's above them to go after underage girls, but we also didn't see any underage girls working at the club.
True.
For what we knew.
Yeah.
There's no reason to write that into the storyline without like actually writing it into the storyline.
Also true. Chat is saying that from what they've been told, this Batman might not have seen a cat yet. I'm not going to put that out of the option.
That was something I was complaining about. It's just like my good old Christian, not Christian, my vengeance values. My religion is vengeance. Please don't tempt me.
This Batman should have been way hornier. I agree with your TikTok about that though.
Yeah. Like they didn't have to do anything more, but like he needed a little bit more struggle in resisting Selena.
Yeah.
Just a little bit.
He was very chill with her, to say the least.
At the end, he's like, aren't you gonna stop me?
Like, you gotta stick around, baby? No? Okay.
You don't want me to stay? You don't want to come with me? No?
No? Okay, then fine.
Okay. I guess.
She'll come back around, hopefully.
He didn't even, pretend.
You know what, though? On that topic, I actually do wonder, will they do, a spin-off with her in Bloodhaven? Because that was some of the vibes I was getting off of that.
I'd like to see more of this Catwoman.
Same, because I don't have a big interest in the Catwoman character, but this version, yes. Sorry, Laiba, you were saying.
I was gonna say, they are making a spin-off show for Penguin that was announced today. So
yeah, and an Arkham series.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and I hear a GCPD series as well, which may or may not be the Penguin show, but who knows, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. All right, let's actually get into the film though. Besides the pure ridiculousness that I decided to throw in at the beginning.
It's not that ridiculous.
True. They were very fun, to say the least. Definitely not PG-13 though. But yeah, what are our thoughts on the Batman outside of this film?
Overdone most of the time, I would say.
Okay.
Yeah.
We can all agree on that. We're all on the same page.
I didn't watch a lot of Batman.
Fair.
Growing up, because I don't know.
Rich white boy.
Yeah, I think it was just something that wasn't exposed to me. I think I watched Dark Knight Rises, but I don't think I've actually watched them because Joker legitimately scared the crap out of me, and I think I was still a kid. So,
2008 was when the Dark Knight came out.
Yeah, so it was 7 or 8.
Yikes. Yeah, that would not be comfortable.
Baby. Exactly.
Yeah.
I also never finished the Dark Knight trilogy, as I kind of mentioned before. The Bane one. As I was saying right before we started stream, I just know he was in a hole for a while. And I guess
the Dark Knight the Dark Knight trilogy is pretty great. I'm not going to say it's perfect because of that last film though, because that film is not fantastic. But
I can't even remember the first one. All I remember is Dark Knight. That's
fair.
One of those things where it seems like it's better.
Yeah.
The sequel is better.
I enjoy Batman Begins just because Scarecrow and Liam Neeson. So yeah. But in terms of like my exposure to Batman, like I work in a comic book store, I read a lot of comics, and just there is such an over saturation and over dependence on Batman from DC, in my opinion, that it's reached a point for me where I'm like, I am sick of this character at the moment. Please put him in the hole again for like 1 year at least. No Bruce Wayne. You can have a Batman, just no Bruce Wayne in my book, and then we'll be good. But those are my takes on Batman. So, yeah.
I mean, also, Lego Batman is pretty freaking great.
Lego Batman.
Oh yeah,
I love Lego
Batman.
Batman.
Best Batman movies ever.
Oh my god,
I love Lego Batman. So we can all agree Lego Batman's the best Batman.
Yeah, honestly,
Lego Batman is second now for me.
Okay.
I mean, this one is good, but like Lego Batman really, really hits a lot of emotional beats, which is funny to say, but it's true.
It captures the essence of what a Batman movie is, and to its credit, it's a wonderful film while at it, right?
It's just ridiculous enough, too, and like you can go with the wacky and like. I do like this one a lot compared to other Batmans. I was like thinking the other day, I'm like, Batfleck never really had his own.
No,
movie.
He did not. He was supposed to have his own movie, and Joe Manganiello as Deathstroke was supposed to be in it, but issues. So
I'm kind of glad we got like I didn't hate Batfleck, but
I don't hate the interpretation that Ben Affleck had for Batman. I just hated the writing direction of Batfleck.
Yeah, like he wasn't a bad Batman to any of his own reasons.
No, it was mostly out of his control, to say the least.
I mean, that whole thing. I still haven't seen the Snyder Cut. I don't really have the effort to.
It's long. It's very long.
It's like 4 hours, isn't it?
Yeah, and it's not worth it. If you've seen the first Justice League, in my opinion, you've seen the Snyder Cut. I know it's an unpopular opinion, but that's my opinion.
The essence of like, I watched it when it came out. Like the main gist of the story hasn't changed.
No, it was pretty much the same story.
It's just visually different.
Yeah.
Very visually different.
Black and white, and they changed the aspect ratio of it.
There is a black and white version.
Oh, is it just not normally black and white?
Normally, it's just a grayer. It's just the colors are more saturated, but there's also a black and white version on top of it. So yeah.
Oh.
Yeah. But yeah, okay, so those are our thoughts on the Batman, at least. Now, let's dig into this actual movie. What do we think of, say, the acting? Because I remember when Robert Pattinson got casted as Batman, and I'm like, not the Twilight boy! But since then, I have definitely changed my opinions.
Yeah, it's not cool to hate on Twilight anymore.
Yeah.
In the wise words of Robert Pattinson to Zoe Kravitz, it's not cool to just hate on Twilight for fun.
I agree.
Yeah.
But I enjoyed the acting. I liked it. It was very Edward Cullen in a lot of moments, which made my heart very happy.
You reverted back to your 2011 self.
It worked though, because he's just like this emo rich boy, kind of like, I want to do what I want, and I'm just gonna lurk in the shadows. Like,
I may call myself vengeance.
Very much typecasting, because like, especially with the almost kisses.
Oh yeah.
Twilight.
Oh, yeah.
Let me just stand in this dark corner with my head pointed down and just breathe a little heavy. Twilight.
Let me stare into her eyes for a moment.
But
and just linger.
The other actors too. Fantastic.
Oh my god, Colin Farrell?
Colin Farrell. Oh my god.
Who did he play?
He plays the Penguin.
Oh, yeah. He's unrecognizable and he's fantastic. And
he leans into the character so much, and I love it.
He's a little penguin waddle. I was telling my mom, because she's obsessed with penguins. I'm like, when are you going to see it? Penguins in it.
I love how he's all. I like how he's all like wrapped up, and he's just like, "Hey, you're gonna let me go? I'm still here."
He just leaves him there. He's like, "Oh, shit." Wrong guess. Bye.
It was great. I loved it. But what is it? I was watching an interview, funny enough, with Colin Farrell, where like he was in makeup and everything. Jeffrey Wright walks by. He says to him in his like Scottish accent, like, "Hey, Jeffrey." Jeffrey Wright looks at him and just goes like, "The fuck?" Goes up to Matt Reeves. He's like, "Who the fuck is this guy?" And then Jeffrey Wright just comes back and like, "Oh, hey, Colin, what's up?" So, because like he is a method actor, from what I understand, right? Like he likes to stay in character.
Yeah, definitely. Mm-hmm.
It's very good.
Method acting is like a big thing for Batman.
You can either get really cool with it, or you can go really unnecessarily extreme with it. Is what I'm gonna say.
The Jokers, both of them.
Again, Heath Ledger was at a good level to some extent until it led him. Yeah, I don't know if part of the cause was the role or not. I'm not gonna say it was. So there's that. However, then you have Jared Leto, who sent used condoms and dead rats to people, which was unnecessary.
That was gross.
Very gross.
I don't like Jared Leto. I'm not gonna lie. Him being Morbius is like, I would love the campiness of Morbius, except it's Jared Leto.
I was looking forward to it until Jared Leto, because like freaking Matt Smith's in it too. But other bad boy.
I'm like, hey, there's a doctor there.
Yeah,
that was one of the trailers for this movie.
We're talking about the wrong Bat Boy though. Moving back to the Batman.
Yeah. Laiba, you have better ideas of film production.
Yeah, let us examine your brain.
I mean, like acting wise, or just overall as a film?
Acting overall.
Sure. Acting. Why not?
I thought it was visually beautiful. I don't want to be one of those people and be like, "Oh, the cinematography," but holy shit, the cinematography.
It was so stylized.
Fucking good.
So stylized, and it was so fitting. And it was just like this one little thing where I was like, okay, I'm gonna really love this movie, and it was just the title card.
Right when it started off.
5 minutes in, it wasn't 30 minutes in, it wasn't 10 minutes in. It was just right then and there. Boom, the Batman. I was like, holy shit. I was like, okay.
We're in it.
I was like, yeah. And I was like, there were so many moments where I was like, holy shit. And it was literally the beginning where it was the bat signal was in the sky and all of the criminals were like looking up, and moment. Then they would like look at the corner of their eye and they see darkness and they're like holy fuck, they're like, he's right there. And it makes like you as the audience feel like, holy shit, he's right there, but he's not there, obviously. He's probably like at home, but you're like, oh my god,
putting your eye makeup on.
He's like, damn it. He's like, you're like, oh my god,
he's right there. That whole costume in that like one little backpack.
I don't know how he does it, but he does.
He gets dressed.
I don't know how you put that in there.
Probably just like lights a match and just
yeah. And there's this one scene that I love so much. It was I think it was it a bridge? It was like a hallway. It was like a hallway archway.
Oh yeah, right where they're all shooting at him.
It was completely dark. And that was actually shot with practical effects. So
yes,
it was very minimal CGI.
I think it was 3 different shots.
Yeah, it was practical effects, and it was basically completely dark. But you still know what's happening. They had like the gunshots, which light up the entire scene, and you just saw them fighting, and it was just so cool.
That
was like, holy shit.
I remember seeing that in the trailers and just being like, holy shit, this Batman's fucking people up. And that would be the most terrifying thing to see, I think.
I love how he was still like very much like, no guns.
Oh yeah.
I don't like my guns. I'm glad we didn't actually see his parents die. Like, I'm like, we didn't need to see that again.
Right?
It's a little too campy but like the stylization really leans into it. I'm just like, I get why people, because I know it leans into the horror type of shots and stuff sometimes. I don't watch horror movies, so I don't really know.
You only read the spoilers.
Exactly. So like some of the things with like the music and like the little peers ahead and just like the thriller aspect, so there, but like it was like kind of scary. Some of the Riddler, terrifying.
Oh my god, that opening
so much. Yeah, like that. Okay,
I remember like the moment the mayor turns off the TV, walks away, and then you just see like the slightest of shadow for his arm, and then like you see some light, and you're like, holy shit, he's in there.
Yeah, and he was just there for a while. And just like, bro.
And you just hear the breathing through the mask.
Like, yeah, like I mean, like I'm kind of sad, like he's not like a little flamboyant little dude.
Yeah,
same.
But, like this worked for the movie and the Gotham that they were in, and it worked as a whole. So I'm like, you know what, fair. Fair. But like the stylization, I'm like, I've never seen like. I guess like other like movies that are like that stylized are like usually like Tarantino kind of things where like it goes completely out of the way, and I'm like,
or was it Scorsese as well? I think.
All I'm thinking is I was also like who did Watchmen? Was that also
Snyder?
I guess similar to that too.
Yeah,
Snyder.
but better.
Yeah,
that's all I'm gonna say. Because like the cinematography and all the camera work worked really well in terms of the narrative of the story, I think. So that's my take on it. Plus, like I don't know how, but like just the shots of him walking in, they were perfect. I don't know why, but those are some of my walk. He's got a nice slow walk. All I know is just like after listening to his boots stomp, I'm like, you know what? I'd let this Batman step on me. I'd be okay with it.
He's a good boy. He's a good boy. He won't be able to break his good vengeance values, though.
Good vengeance values.
You can't say Christian. It's vengeance.
True.
It's religion.
I think it's what like I don't know what makes like our paths a different Bruce Wayne and a different Batman compared to the others, because like I said, I don't remember a lot of them, but for some reason this one like sticks with me a lot because I don't know, because
he's an edgy boy.
Something about his like presence that like he really like captures the essence of like Bruce Wayne. And what I love about like this movie specifically is that they humanized his trauma, which is what I like about it, because all of the other ones they kind of, I don't know, like obviously it's a big deal because his parents got murdered, but like it's constantly the same thing in how he's dealing with it. But with this one, it's completely different because he's obviously still traumatized, but it kind of grounds him and makes him into,
more of a hero than anything.
Exactly.
He also like demands the presence, especially how he controls a room as Batman and as
just like
Bruce
when he's
Wayne.
doing the investigation with the first death, right? I just love that entire moment, just because barely any words are spoken.
He's also he's also very knowledgeable and stuff, and like he commands that fear out of the criminals, and it's like that's a very Batman thing to do. But like when you see him as Bruce Wayne and like he's just like, oh, got my berries in my fancy bowl, and I'm like, I gotta go to this function, and like all these criminals, like if only they knew it was me. Like he has that like constant little bit of fear running through him too.
Oh yeah.
Of like, I need to be here as Bruce because I can't be here as Batman, but like, also like people hate me as Bruce and as Batman for completely different reasons. People think I'm like one of them, but like they complain about the rich, and then I'm feeling kind of attacked right now.
It's wonderful for that. And plus, I think what I love is the fact that this Batman uses Bruce Wayne as a tool, right? He doesn't really use Batman just to like keep up the persona of Bruce Wayne. Like that's a part of Batman, don't get me wrong, but like very much so I love this idea of like, no, I'm only going to use Bruce Wayne if it benefits me as the Batman, right?
Yeah.
But you guys did bring up how this Batman stands out more to you. Would you say he's your favorite Batman?
Yeah. I'll say that because I am seeing the movie again this weekend.
Yeah,
but
I have seen it a total of 3 times myself. So
I was like, what? I'm like, I was in a cabin all weekend. That's how I couldn't see it.
Wait, no, you've seen it.
I saw it on Tuesday.
Yeah, okay, there you go.
yeah, I think he's my favorite so far because it really kind of like, again, like humanizes him to a way to like, also like he's not just like
he's not this brutal person who's just, in my opinion, sometimes a piece of shit in many interpretations.
Yeah. You can tell like he really cares about the city and the people he's fighting for. He's a little out of touch that we see, especially in that scene behind your image, Laiba, where she's just like, did you grow up like a rich or something?
Oh yeah, I remember that.
Yeah, he did. So yeah, you gotta fucking reality check him because he ain't gonna know.
I love that moment.
Y'all. But
I really do love that moment, just because I do think it's part of my dismay with Batman, though, just because like I always find Batman just so out of sync with humanity.
Also kind of make him seem like a very much a playboy, like playboy Bruce Wayne. I'm like, I'm glad that wasn't a plot point.
Same.
Yeah. Like another thing that I love about this Batman is that like we said that he's really humanized. It's also the fact that he is Batman and people are afraid of him, but even when he fights, he'll still get hurt. He'll still get beat up. And like with the parachute scene, you expect him to land it, but then he doesn't land it. And it just shows how
wipes out over a bus. I don't know how he survived that scene, honestly. Genuinely, I thought like, you're gonna end up with a broken arm. Something. Bruised ribs. Come on.
I mean, he was limping after.
Yeah, and it just shows that like he's still new to this because from what I've read, he's only been Batman for 2 years.
2 years, yeah. He says it in the intro.
New.
And even in that final fight, like he's like, I need to like inject myself with like adrenaline or something.
The Bane venom.
I was gonna say, like, I don't think adrenaline's green. Like, that's what my friend pointed out. Because like when I first saw it, like, okay, that's just adrenaline. That's nothing else. And then he's like, what if it's venom? I'm like, holy shit, what if?
I mean, it's something that gives adrenaline type effect for him to like go berserk mode. Like he was like not pulling his punches then until he got stopped.
Until Gordon pulled him away.
Gordon is a good cop.
They were so besties. Gordon. I loved it so much.
Okay, here's the thing though. As someone who watched all the Daniel Craig James Bond movies last year with one of his best friends, I could not stop seeing him as his James Bond character because every single time he said Chief, I'm like, hey, look, it's this guy from James Bond. So that was my thing. However, Jeffrey Wright does such a wonderful job. He's not my favorite Gordon, though, but he's a damn good James Gordon.
I liked him a lot. I just love their chemistry and dynamic of like, he's like, I'm not gonna question it. Like, let's go around the lot. He's like, wink, wink. We can't get a warrant for this one. Wink, wink. Let me just kidnap the Penguin with you and talk to him, and then just leave him under a bridge.
But also just the fact that like, you're gonna need to punch me in the face. Now take these keys and get the fuck out. And then later he's like, you couldn't pull the punch. He's like, that was. I'm like, okay, then this is friendship right here.
Yeah, they were just. I also like. Is Gordon usually just like a white guy? I'm just glad
he was usually a white.
I'm glad there. I mean, there was a lot of white guys, and it was honestly hard to keep. I can't remember most of their names. Like, there's the Maka something, the case that was the drug bust before that was a big Mahoney's.
Yeah.
There is Falcon.
You have Carmine Falcone.
Yeah, I was just like, all I remember is like there's the drug people, Mahoney's, there is Penguin, and there's Falcone, but then there's all these other white guys that they name that we don't see again, and then they talk about, and then they also don't give us a reminder who they are or what they look like. And that was like something that like some of my friends I went to the movies with, they're like, I could not keep the white guys straight. Like they would talk about them, but like not remind us who they were.
Yeah. Even with the cop who was even with the drug dealer who was moonlighting as a cop, all I know is he's the one who got his nose broken from a baseball bat getting thrown in at his fucking nose from Batman. That's all I remember.
Yeah, all I know is he's broken nose guy.
His name was mentioned like 3 or 4 times. I still didn't remember it.
There was a number of other ones. Oh, there's the other DA guy. I couldn't even remember.
I think it was Phil for one of them.
It's fitting that they're all just white dudes. So
okay, actually, on the topic of that, did you guys see that video of the white dude going like how the 2 only good white guys is Alfred and Batman, and how every single other white person is a bad person, while all the other heroes are like these black people? The guy was like really pissed by this.
Yeah, other than kids don't count. Annika doesn't count. No. But Falcone, Falcon guy. Yeah. Zoe Kravitz. Dad. Yeah. He wasn't white though, right? I thought he was white Italian, at first, but he was very tanned after.
I forget the actor's name. He was in Don't Mess with the Zohan. He's in Don't Mess with the Zohan in the Transformers movies. But I'm pretty sure he's just Italian.
Is he just Italian? But I couldn't tell if he was like just a white guy near the end, because I'm like, I assumed they all were, but I'm like,
who knows? But yeah,
this is very dark lighting. It's very hard to tell sometimes.
That's fair. So how would we say this compares to other Batman movies that you guys have seen? Like which Batman movies have you guys seen?
Honestly, Batman doesn't really stick with me. Like, yeah, even same. Less than like Spider-Man movies do to me, because I'm not just like a little white boy swinging around New York like Batman. I'm like not a billionaire playboy.
Okay, so let's just go with this then. Is it better than the Lego Batman to you?
I think on any given day, I'd probably watch Lego Batman over this, just because it's just vibes. It's lighter. Mm-hmm. But I'd fuck with this one. I'm excited for when it comes to streaming platforms.
I'm definitely buying this movie on Blu-ray, is all I'm gonna say.
Watching like
the Steelbook is gonna be sick.
Oh, you know it.
The surround sound.
Yeah.
The soundtrack. Oh my god.
How did I forget to put a music for this? Yeah, no,
it was fantastic and intense and epic.
Michael Giacchino is awesome. Yes. But Michael Giacchino, just holy shit, is he good at his job. He's written the Doctor Strange theme. He's done all the recent MCU Spider-Man movies, so he knows what's up.
Yeah. It was so good.
I'm curious if you guys
noticed this. He really made it scary.
Oh yeah, he did. And it was like very scary. Operatic while at it. And it was also really fitting for Gotham as well in some sense as a theme, which I think is good.
I also like the peppering of Ave Maria.
I was gonna say, did you guys pick up on Ave Maria in Riddler's theme?
I did.
Yeah.
No.
Because
but
Riddler
that
would
makes
sing
sense with the orphanage and nuns and stuff.
So if you listen closely to Riddler's theme, you do hear the Ave Maria just playing slowly in the back. It's quite wonderful. It's a weird thing for him to have a theme that is Ave Maria, but I fuck with it, if I'm being honest.
He was very much orchestrating a lot of shit, so.
Mm-hmm. True.
I still hate that guy.
The Riddler?
Yeah.
Why?
He's not a good guy. I would not stand within 10 feet of him.
I think he's an amazing villain.
He's a great character, but I hate him. I don't want to be around him.
Yeah, he scared the shit out of me. I think he's like a phenomenal villain, and I think with this the fact that he revealed what happened to Bruce Wayne's parents. This is me using my DC brain. I think it's gonna introduce a new villain for the next movie.
Hush.
And I have recently found out about Hush, and I've been told about Hush.
I have my copy here somewhere.
He is terrifying. He truly is really scary.
Thomas Elliott.
Tommy Elliott. He is Bruce Wayne's childhood
best friend. Some versions his friend.
and he gets I think he basically gets jealous of the fact that Bruce Wayne has inherited like this much money from his parents because of his parents dying. So I believe he tries to kill his parents but doesn't succeed. I think that's how it goes. Or he does succeed, or he kills his dad, right?
Yeah, pretty much. Just in short, he tries to turn his own face into Bruce Wayne's face, and it usually just usually has a wrapped up face. He is a doctor, and he's plastic surgeon too. So
yeah.
Oh, that's scary. That's scary.
It's interesting.
I mean, this Batman universe is really ready for some scary villains because Isaiah hate. Like, I mean, Riddler is himself great character, great villain. Gives me the ick. So actually, bad. It's so bad. I also don't understand how people are simping after him. I'm like, he's kind of a school pew type. Like,
very much literally.
So. I'm just like, I can't. Yeah. He's no, like there's a lot of fictional men I can be like, well, they're Loki. At least like have a good heart. Maybe. This guy. No, he's.
I mean, he's
fighting for like classism and stuff. So like, I get the motivation, but
all I'm gonna say is just that I feel like the fact that he only had 500 followers and that little henchman, that was the most unbelievable part of the film. Because considering how like the world's
I was thinking about this later,
and
I'm like, this is on the like dark web.
I mean, yeah, but it's honestly not hard to get on there.
More
like, also, like he was live streaming that stuff.
I don't know if
like 3 people on the street. Apparently, they're all very active.
Apparently. I don't know if you guys seen this TikTok, but it was like Riddler 50% of the time, and it's like, if you are justice, please do not lie. And then the other 50%, he's like, guys, thank you so much for the followers.
I've seen it.
Thank you so much for the likes.
All about that hustle.
Let's be honest here. Just the Riddler in this is QAnon going off, and yeah, I don't think I need to go further with that allegory or with that analysis, do I?
Yeah, you know,
like
but like he's like, thanks guys for the likes.
Oh my god!
Here's where you can get my merch.
Honestly, I mean,
you can go to the combat supply store.
They have my GIMP mask on 10% off if you use code Riddler.
Don't forget your cling film. I don't get why, like they put that on their heads. I don't understand why, but
I don't either.
It was on their heads. Maybe it's like their tinfoil hats, but it's plastic wrap.
Maybe.
Conspiracy.
End of the day, I do stand by the fact that they all look like gimps.
He does a sponsor video. He's like, hey guys, this video is sponsored by VPN.
NordVPN.
You wonder how Batman's not
just
tracking me.
Just in case you need to escape the cops from tracking you.
I like
he got that little bit of ridiculousness, but like at least put him to like 5,000 followers.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Give him more henchmen. Give Batman more targets to fight.
Micro influencer a check, like anything under like 10K, like is a reasonable solid number.
PR packages.
Exactly.
Just guys, I got my first PR package from the Wayne Foundation.
From Gotham's, what is it? Social military store or whatever the fuck it be. It's just like they gifted me a free. There we go, Army surplus. They gifted me with this free mask. Now it's excellent if you have glasses and shit like that.
Hey guys, you can get my glasses. I got a sponsorship at Warby Parker. You can order a few different frames before you so you can try before you buy.
Wait, what's that glasses thing again with like the blue lens filters for gamers again?
Got blue light filters. If you're spending time on the deep dark web, you gotta protect your eyes, bro.
You know what? Just watch as Riddler starts a podcast in prison now.
This seems like a good what do you call it? April Fool's Day podcast. We're gonna do
right.
Let's do the
oh, we should do that. We should get into characters.
Speaking of Riddler and villains,
fuck.
Should we talk about who we saw in the movie.
Oh, yeah.
Do you know who that voice was, Laiba?
His name in
I do.
Like in the end credits. I'm like, who the fuck did he play?
I mean, I heard a lot of people say that, and I heard of him being in the Batman. I was like, oh, I wonder who he's gonna play. So I was like waiting for the movie, and then I heard his voice, but I didn't hear the accent. So I was just like, all of a sudden I like leaned forward. I was like, it's Barry. I was like, wait, it's my drawing.
Before I saw the movie, I saw our friend Theories by T tweet out.
Yes.
Like, I interviewed the Joker and was like,
oh, that's so unfortunate, Victoria. I'm sorry.
No, but I wasn't avoiding the spoilers per se.
Okay,
so, like,
fair.
I didn't see really anything other than like, oh, they're gonna like they hinted at the Joker.
Mm-hmm.
So, but I didn't put two and two together afterwards, and I saw like Barry, and then I looked up. I'm like, who did Barry play in the Batman?
I also had to look it up.
Oh, that.
I had to look it up, and then like on the second watch, I'm like, oh yeah, no, that's definitely.
That's what he was referring to.
I thought he was gonna be like a corrupt cop or something like that. If I'm being honest.
Yeah, I was just like, I didn't notice him in like the cop lineup. Like, where was he? But I'm like, oh, yeah, he'd be a good Joker.
Yeah, he would.
Like, we don't need any more Jokers, but like he would be
a bit Jokered out, but save him for something big because Barry can act.
Yeah, I was gonna say that. From what I know, is that this isn't like Joker, so it's not the typical he goes insane. It's
he had his like his
and
mouth was all like fucked up.
So
too.
He was born that way. So he has a defect where he is born with a permanent smile. So when I was watching it, I was like, is that because I saw that he was really deformed
you could, like,
on
see,
one
like,
side.
his teeth were really deep.
And I was like, is that Two-Face? I was like, is it?
I did think
I
of that.
thought about that too, but I'm like, I knew that
Especially
Joker was going to be hinted at, so I'm like, this is probably Joker.
Mm-hmm. The moment he said clown, I'm like, Joker?
And then he started laughing, and I was like, oh shit. So I do hope that in the next movie that they don't mention him. I hope he's like a third movie. Yeah, I hope he's not in the next one. I hope he does get hinted.
I want him to get built up too.
Because he's already in Arkham. We already know Bruce has been Batman for 2 years, so they probably have encountered each other. So I'm excited to see, hopefully, in the third movie.
What was it? This movie was originally 4 hours, right? And they cut out a lot of Barry stuff because, like, the original premise was that Batman was going to solve this Riddler murder, but he was also going to need to go to like another psychopath killer at some point that he dealt with earlier in his career, and that was going to be this version of the Joker. But they just cut it out, which honestly, I'm so glad they did.
That would have been a little convoluted.
It would have been a lot.
Yeah, but I like the idea of like having it being hinted at the next movie. Like you get little Easter eggs here and there, or like you see news articles about stuff going on, and then like third of the trilogy is like Arkham breakout. Classic,
yeah, that would be really
classic Arkham Asylum breakout.
Mm-hmm. But what is it? Yeah, no, I saw this movie for the second time with Ellie, and I do this annoying thing where like I'll look for people's reactions just because like I know Ellie was probably gonna freak out about Barry. And I was also looking over to like one of my best friends because he loves to shit out the Joker, so I'm like, what's his reaction gonna be? And just the smile he had on his face the moment he started laughing, I was honestly kind of joyful.
It's a good laugh. It's not a Jared Leto.
It's not a Jared Leto
sinister
kind of laugh.
It was really sinister. It was really I loved it. I'm so excited to see it again and just to hear that.
Villains, so creepy. Also, I loved how Penguin was a goof.
I love how he wasn't.
He was enough of a Easter egg misdirect sort of thing of like, you think he's gonna be no, he's just like, don't leave, guys. I just own the establishment.
I love the shit out of the line because like when I went to go see it for the third time, I went with my friends who speak Spanish, and the fact they went, "What, you know, speak Espanol?" I don't know why, but that was the funniest shit to me. And you're like, am I the only one who knows the difference between L and La?
What a woke bro.
Right?
Penguin knows Spanish.
Penguin knows Spanish. That. Exactly. Because, like, I didn't even think of that until he pointed out. I'm like, holy shit, yeah, no. Rata ends with A, so it should start off with La. But yeah. It's like those little things, which, honestly, testament to the detective story.
Mm-hmm.
Right? Because, like, watching it again, like, you can see way more of, like, the bits and pieces of the puzzle now.
Like his like cogs are turning. It's not like, oh yeah, exactly. Alfred told me where to go because he was doing like things. Like you have Alfred doing some like, ciphers, problem solving.
He had him do the grunt work.
He's doing some, just helping out, being a bro. Mm-hmm. But like he really is like, okay, let me go to the crime scene. Let me look at this stuff. Like, let me take a little bit of time with this and not just punch bad guys immediately. Have a little bit of planning. So I appreciated that.
Also, I do like the sad boy Pattinson that we got after the explosion, though.
The sad boy with his like, let me just spray paint my floor.
It's just like, you know who I am?
Sins of my father.
I really love the fact that he, was obviously really upset about Alfred. And I love the moment where he's like zooming to Alfred and he's calling him. And it shows that he
actually the entire time too.
Yeah, and you see like the anxiety and the frustration and the fear. Like usually Batman's never scared. And especially like he had his suit on, so he was Batman. And he was truly terrified about the fact that someone he really cared about and someone who raised him was going to be gone.
As much as he likes to admit that, like, oh, like you're not my fault. Like, oh, I do love you.
And then the whole like, what are you awake now too?
Sometimes,
but like on top of the detective story, it's such a good story about classism as well, I think.
Well, wait, back onto the detective.
Oh, right, sorry.
With the Riddler, like all of the clues looking back pointed to like, especially his apartment. It's just like all those photos were from the same angle.
They're right there, exactly.
Right there, same where this gun. Like he was just chilling in his apartment.
Right?
The entire time. Nobody went to
No one realized.
I was like, oh, where did these pictures come from?
Right?
But on to the classism and stuff. The fucking carpet tucker. Of course fucking Bruce Wayne doesn't know what that is.
No, it's just some run-of-the-mill beat cop.
Yeah, well, no, it's like the working class.
Exactly. And just something about that's just really freaking satisfying. And I just love it because, Batman plans for everything. He shouldn't have to know everything though.
No, but like they all assumed, like anybody who was talking to Batman assumed he wasn't a rich boy. Like until it was like Catwoman, I was like, wait, did you grow up rich or something? Like fucking Riddler had no idea that Bruce Wayne was Batman, and he didn't know about Bruce Wayne though. Was a rich boy.
Yeah, that's the thing.
That was like the thing. That was like the big thing. Like Bruce thought like he was in so much shit. Like he went to the prison to talk to him. And he's like, "Fuck, you're gonna expose to everyone I'm Bruce Wayne, right?" And then it's just like, "Oh yeah, that's the only one we didn't get him."
Yeah, I don't know if Riddler was playing that off or if he just actually didn't know.
I think he didn't know, or else like, why wouldn't he have like came after Bruce more?
Very true. But yeah, it's a damn good movie in so many angles, honestly. Even for the people who don't like politics in their movies, bro.
Oh, I loved how political it was.
Right.
I mean, like as we mentioned earlier too, with Selena needed to ground him and being like, "The fuck you doing?" Like these are like the people that are like have the trickle down effect. Like it's like, I'm fucking poor. You looked at my mail. Like,
exactly.
You saw my eviction notices and stuff. Like these are the fish that Batman needs to take down. Like even like fuck Bruce Wayne. He's got so much money, and what is he doing? Like
also, okay, so I'm still trying to figure this out. You know the guy who at the funeral looked at Bruce like, "Hey, don't I know you?"
Yeah,
I think it was one of the henchmen at the end.
Yeah, I was thinking like, was that the one who just Bruce beat the tar out of? Was that him? Because like he was so beaten up, I couldn't tell.
I think so. I think he might have been also one of the people in the beginning with the makeup.
Oh, probably.
Yeah. Maybe. Which would make sense that he follows this fringe online 500 followers.
Oh my God.
Guy named
one of 500. Oh God! You know what? I do hope he gets a goofy green suit, though. Right.
I mean, he is coming back.
So. He is.
He better.
I'm glad they don't just kill off villains anymore.
Right.
Holy fuck.
Like, we have come we've come so far from just offing your villains. With the exception of occasionally Marvel, who still offs them off, but nonetheless.
But they don't do it immediately as much.
They don't do it immediately. I'm still pissed that Wenwu's dead, though, okay? I'm just gonna get my one Shun-Chi thing out there.
Yeah,
but was it like? Can we talk about Gotham though? Like, this is the best Gotham we've had in a Batman movie.
Nailed it. They nailed
such
Gotham.
Good world building.
Mm-hmm.
The lore, right? It is amazing. They made it dirty.
The look also too. It felt like very kind of. It's like very much a big city. It looked familiar, but like it wasn't like just copy paste New York.
Yeah,
like, you had like the older buildings and like the different skylines and stuff. Like it's.
And I love what they did with the Iceberg Lounge, because like for a moment I just like, oh, did they just turn it into a freaking club? Is that it? And like, no, there's an underground seedy underbelly to it, which is perfect. So good. Loved it.
Yeah. And also the people.
The people.
You're gonna say Laiba, but...
No, I was just gonna. I was gonna say that like a lot of people do say that. Oh, Gotham is just a dark version of New York, and it's like, no, Gotham is gross.
Gotham
rainy,
is New York gone absolutely dark. Wrong.
Exactly. It
also felt like there's a little bit of DC in there too, like Washington DC with some of the older buildings, or like maybe Philadelphia is another one that kind of like had some influence there. But like, as I was mentioning, the people, like they're just like gritty. They're like scared. They're like, there's so much crime. Like the people want change, and yet you have all these people controlling, pulling the strings just because they want a piece of the renewal pie.
Exactly. And I do like how this movie kind of lends more credence. Too. Exactly. And it lends more reason as to why Batman shouldn't be just investing his money into things like the renewal plan, because who knows how that's just going to get manipulated by the higher ups, right?
Yeah, like how do you ensure like that money's going to the right places?
Exactly.
But also then you got to see like the positive side of like the citizen, like especially the new mayor, like Raelle. She was really great. Like she was just like, I liked her. Like I need to make a change. Like I'm going to stay here. Everybody always runs away. Like I'm not backing down. This is like my Gotham. But like also all of the cops who came together is like, we're not all corrupt. Like like
I did love that moment.
I mean, cops, but like they, at least they came together, and like also at the end, like everyone airlifting people that are sick, and and Batman going on the floor too of like, fuck it, no, like I'm fighting for these people, like I can't be. I
love that one shot of him with the flare leading people out of the water.
Yeah.
Which God. For me, that's my favorite moment, because it shows the change of Batman, because from how I see it, they'll need to pay it off in the sequel. It's the moment he goes from vigilante to hero,
Yeah. Because like he really, like he was like ready to sacrifice himself to cut those wires, because like,
I'm not gonna lie, I thought that was
touched that water. I'm like, fuck, all those people are dead. Dead. And then
I actually thought it was gonna be a self-sacrifice moment, but
me too.
Say it was. I was just thinking, like, if this is how you self-sacrifice yourself, why not just cut underneath the hand?
But then like he's like, let me go down and like get the people, and like he had his
there was a reason to it, which made me glad.
Yeah.
What are your guys' favorite moments though, or did I just steal it?
No, I have a different favorite moment.
Oh.
Wait, Victoria, you go first. What's yours?
I think she's thinking about it.
I have to think. I really liked him and Alfred in the hospital.
Fair.
When he was saying, like, I never thought I'd have to feel this fear of
losing someone again.
Losing someone that I care about. I'm like, that also felt like a big change in him of like,
oh yeah,
I will accept people into my life now. Like
this is my development.
Like, I can't cut everyone out, even as much as I say like, oh, I don't care about anyone, I've lost everyone I love. Like, that's not a healthy way to cope, but it's also like not realistic in the slightest. Like, you can't just, there's people who depend on you and you depend on, and that's okay, which is another reason why I think he will be a good bad dad to a Robin. But
we can all agree
also with him interacting with the kids.
Yes.
Oh.
The moment he saved the kid at the funeral,
I was like, yes.
He kept on looking at that kid. I was just like, is he gonna steal that kid?
It's like, I'm gonna adopt you and make you
is the mom gonna die? Is he gonna, like, Bruce Wayne gonna adopt him? Or
who knows?
What?
Maybe the mom was gonna get run over by the car.
Oh my god.
Maybe, I don't know, but like, yeah. So like him opening up, and like he opened up a little bit to Selena. Like, honestly, their romance, they had a lot of chemistry. Their romance wasn't quite.
It wasn't quite
romance.
There for me.
No, it wasn't quite there. Like, they could be really they could have had a lot, but like they didn't really connect in that way. Like, especially writing out like her girlfriend and stuff. It's just like, she's like, okay, like, let me just make out with him real quick. Like, let me just try to kiss him all the time. It's like, where did this come? I mean, like, I get like in the comic she's kind of like a femme fatale, whatever. But like, I mean, like, you were like,
you kind of just lost someone there. Say she wasn't even your girlfriend. She was
like,
still your friend. Like,
it would have been a good movie, like, I guess even with more or less romance. But I'm like, the way they had it was like he wasn't quite like he opened up to having relationships with people, but like it wasn't her. So it's just like,
who knows?
Is she gonna come back? I don't know, but.
I feel like she's definitely gonna come back, but end of the day, like, even with that, I'm like, I don't think I really buy the whole thing yet, just because they don't have enough moments. So yeah. But Laiba, what was your favorite moment?
My favorite moment was definitely when they revealed the Batmobile. I was like levitating out of my seat. I was like, oh my god.
What?
That engine, the flames.
The engine flames. And I just love that entire sequence with the car chase with Penguin.
Through the fire.
And then...
Do you know they actually drove a car through fire for that?
Yeah.
Fuck yeah.
And then the Penguin's car flips over, and then you see like Batman walk out of the Batmobile, and it's that amazing upside down shot of him walking, and you just see how like powerful and you have the
theme going.
Like, oh my
fear in Penguin's face too.
Oh yeah.
However, I think he should be dead from that fucking car crash.
He did not have airbags.
He was fucking unscathed.
Yeah. I also just love like the lighting in this movie, because the use of the color red, you usually don't associate red with Batman. Like with Batman, you do black, blue, yellow, and that's it. But this one, the use of like red and orange, I loved it. Like especially with the flare scene, where it had the aura of red and orange. I loved it, and he was like leading the way.
Kept that color vibe going the entire thing, and it's just like, especially too with like the blood, it goes with like the like film noir sort of thing with the, like, and then like you have the pops of blood and
oh yeah, you know that last shot where he's just like looking up during the day though at the helicopters as like the helicopters flying that one person away. I feel like the movie should have ended at that scene though, not the Bruce and Selena splitting up moment, because I feel like it's way more impactful if they ended on him just looking up as like somewhat of a beacon of hope for other people as well.
I thought I viewed like the Selena him and breaking up sort of thing as like felt more post-creditsy.
I can agree.
Yeah.
I definitely feel like it should have been a post-credit scene rather than just goodbye.
Yeah, I like Googled in the credits. I was like, what is the end credits scene? They're like, it's not quite worth it. I'm like, cool.
No, I waited till the end and I was really annoyed. I was like, are they gonna hint at Joker again? But no, it was just a hint.
It's not even a funny one.
More Riddle. Yeah, more Riddler.
He's coming back.
It's not even the funny one like the Captain America one where he's like, hey, so you waited and sometimes you got disappointed one, you know?
Yeah. There's one thing that I want to add about Selena though.
Yes.
Her mask didn't do shit. I loved her entire costume. I love like the leather, but her mask didn't do anything.
It's very much a prototype look.
Yeah, it wasn't like a proper ski mask with the 2 holes and just covering like this half, like Daredevil. No, it was like
wide eyes, mouth.
Yeah, like they could have went like the full ski mask. I forget what that movie was where like the girls had like they did crimes with like pink ski masks on, but like they could have done that.
Spring Breakers with Vanessa Hudgens.
Yeah, right? That one.
James Franco.
They could have done that with the little ears with
the hat ears.
She has headphones underneath.
Yeah. It's just so she get the point. I was like, her mask did nothing.
Yeah.
I was like, it's so
However,
stupid.
Robert Pattinson's costume, though, holy shit, this is my favorite Batman costume, I think.
God. Yeah.
Like, at most, give the bat emblem an update, and then it'd be my favorite Batman costume.
I love how it was, like,
removable.
Take it out.
Yeah, and just, like, it's a kniff.
It's a knife.
It was
nice. Johnny, what was your favorite scene?
Oh, it was him with the flare.
Oh, the flare.
Walking through water. Yeah, that was my favorite moment. Yeah. It was either that or like the opening scene where where he's narrating and everyone's just like, oh shit, is Batman in the shadows?
I love that.
That one. This is like it establishes the impact he's had already in just like a quick few moments, right? So
yeah.
As much as I love that moment, I think that's more of a testament to how great of a director Matt Reeves is.
Yeah, that was so much better than like having just like, oh, here's a little training montage style.
Exactly.
Oh yeah.
But
and it also really establishes Gotham
opening scene too. There was a conversation that our friend Mar had on the hate
use of victimizing the Asian community.
Yes, for like that first main scene. I think like it is traumatic because that's something I get scared about on
especially during this post-COVID era or still COVID era.
Yeah,
still COVID era. I mean, everywhere's decided it's done.
Yeah, BC's about to stop all of our mask mandates and vaccine passports tomorrow. And I'm pissed.
It's weird. It's a anyways, but like it was like such a real fear, but like especially too like it was all these white guys and the kid that they're egging on to like join their crew and be a part of like is also another person of color. It's like a black kid.
Funny enough, that kid actually plays a Robin in the Titans TV show.
Oh, maybe that's why he's kind of familiar.
Yeah, he plays Tim Drake.
I was gonna say like maybe he comes back as a Robin because like you did not want to be doing that.
That'd be interesting. Make him
Jason.
Jason.
Did not want to victimize just a innocent Asian man on a subway going home. But I'm glad he didn't actually throw a punch because like that would have been a fucking turning point. But like also it shows just white people pitting people of color against each other and
exactly.
What?
It's frustrating. But yeah,
part of that conversation was like, oh well, like Batman was there to fix it. It was like we don't have Batmans everywhere.
Exactly. He even says himself like, I can't be everywhere.
Exactly. Yeah. But I'm glad that's like a thing that he chose instead of just petty vandalism and stuff. Like he was just like, I don't know, like was he just lurking around the subway station waiting for something?
What was it? Like there's that moment where they're all riding in the subway cart and then you just see these Joker yahoos in the car just bumping each other, and then like in the cart behind them,
I also thought that was a nice nod to like, especially after like learning that Joker was already locked up in the really
maybe he inspired
some followers.
Yeah, apparently it's not hard.
500.
Yeah. Let's be honest here. Maybe you really should have had a TikTok.
I was gonna say I can't believe the Riddler is basically like a TikToker because he had like it was like basically the TikTok
Vertical
setup,
video.
right?
It was very. I mean, everyone's taking up the TikTok setup.
Yeah, and I was like, damn.
Exactly.
He got those gifts.
Yeah, he's got the gifts.
Costumes come in and they just start being like, "Hi guys, I got my 500th follower and let's do a giveaway."
Exactly.
I'm gonna be giving away my mask.
Yeah, and
I'll give you an exclusive pair of my glasses. You know what he should have done? I was like, here's my giveaway. The murder weapon I used.
That would gain at least 20 more followers.
Exactly. Okay. So we've talked about stuff we like. Like, are there any other positives of the film that we want to highlight real quick? We talked about cinematography. We talked quickly about the music, the acting,
characters.
I think the character development was really good as well. Like not just like the specific character. I just think like his arc as not even Bruce Wayne, because we don't even see a lot of Bruce Wayne.
No, we don't.
We see a lot of the Batman, which is what I love.
More of a testament to Robert Pattinson's acting. The fact that he mostly has makeup and a costume on, and yet he's able to have such a heavy presence in each of his scenes. It's amazing.
And he had such character change. Oh, so good. Like,
it's
I
great.
feel like that's what's lacking in a lot of these superhero things. Like, you don't get a lot of change from the main character. Like, they need to learn some sort of lesson to improve themselves or be better or something. They have consequences for their actions. And
that's why I love Black Panther to some extent. It's because in many ways Killmonger influenced that change in T'Challa and for the rest of Wakanda, right? So in many ways it's the same here with the Batman.
Yeah.
All right. Are there negatives though? Because I think it's fair to say that this movie isn't perfect. I had a friend who fell asleep during the first watch, given we watched at 10:30 p.m. and we were almost in the 1 o'clock mark. And I fell asleep during my third viewing, I'm not gonna lie.
I think my main ones that I mentioned before is there's a lot of white guys names, and we don't remember every single name when they're like just chatting about it.
Yeah.
So I'm like, okay, I don't know what else they would do other than like remind us, or maybe just I don't know, but that was
fun. It was a bit harder.
I still don't know their name.
Other than
like a Penguin, because I know who Penguin is. Falcone, because they called him a falcon.
Yeah.
And that's it.
Another rat with wings.
And then as I mentioned before, it was like the romance didn't quite hit. I mean, their chemistry hit, but their romance, I thought I was going to end up shipping them a lot more than I did. They were very hot together, but like.
Have you seen some of those freaking posters that they released of Pass and Zoe Kravitz?
The photo shoots. Oh my god!
I made a TikTok. I'm just like, this feels like the 2008 Vanity Fair.
It does, with Kristen Stewart.
This is a second core memory. The Entertainment Weekly 2022. The Batman Batcat shoot. Oh, I need to find a copy of that somewhere because.
Do it. Do it.
I still have my Twilight ones. So.
How about you, though, Laiba? Any negatives as our resident film person?
As a film, I don't really know, because I know it's long, but for me, it didn't it obviously felt long, but I didn't want it to end. Yeah, because I loved what I was seeing. You
kept on progressing through the story. Like, I found
it wasn't dragging.
Dune was like the same length. Dune felt a little bit long. Like, again, like I was entertained by Dune the entire time, but it felt longer than watching this one.
Fair.
Yeah. So I think I'll say the same with Victoria. There are a lot of characters that I couldn't keep up with, but I think maybe that was the right thing to do, is to have, I don't know,
they're all like a villain, have them all blend together, because they're all
bad guys
so
are bad
many
guys.
Corrupt white guys in this.
Fair.
Yeah. So Yeah, I'm not really sure. I really love the movie. I don't know. It has made me happy.
I think for me, like even as much because I think this is my favorite live action Batman movie. Like it beats The Dark Knight for me, if I'm being honest. Yeah, I know that's gonna piss off some people. But
it's
yeah,
a totally different vibe than Dark
exactly.
Knight, so.
And it's just this is the type of Batman story I've been waiting for. I think like my main negative is the Falcone stuff. It's like I'm able to keep up with the characters just because like these names have popped up in comic books before for me, so
yeah, you know they're recognizable. Yeah,
exactly. But it's just like the Falcone D plot, like it ties in with the main story, yes, but it feels like another story that I didn't care for, you know? And plus, just like I don't really care about like I hate that they brought up how maybe this is how the Waynes were murdered. Maybe this is why. Like I didn't need that. Thank you, DC.
Oh, there's actually one thing that I didn't like. I was so confused at his mother's name.
Martha?
Like Martha Arkham. Because her last name wasn't actually Arkham. Like
no.
They like made them. Like,
I don't know why
Martha
they
was just at Arkham Asylum at the time because she had mental health stuff, and
but no,
the Arkhams. No, her last name was Arkham.
Was it actually?
It was actually like Martha Arkham, and I was like,
Arkham.
So clearly, I need to go see it a fourth time now and not fall asleep.
Yeah, like that was like I'm like that's a move to make her an Arkham. And then have her like because it seemed like they built the asylum to have her cared for.
I was like, that's ill taste. That's really bad taste.
Yeah, and then it's just like.
I mean, hey, it's a better version of the using a name to resolve an issue. Yeah, I was actually talking about this with Ellie. How like, can we not use the mother to like drive this plot in some respect?
I mean, I guess it's like.
It objectifies Martha a lot.
I mean, yeah. I mean, like in politics, like your spouse is used also as a tool as part of your image and stuff. But like,
I mean, just look at Hillary Clinton during the 2012 election. I think it was. Yeah.
Yeah, like it. I'm like, I mean, I can see why he would be worried about that, but like, is it?
Was it necessary? Who knows?
I don't know.
Who knows? But yeah, that's my negative. I didn't really care for the Falcone stuff, and I didn't like that we brought up the Wayne murder again. Like, it's fun. It's fine to mention it. It's just I don't want to add more depth to why they were murdered. You know?
Yeah, like the idea of like the dad creating the new renewal fund and like.
Yeah.
That I mean, like once he died and stuff, like people started using it for the wrong reasons. Like
exactly, just keep it to that. That was perfectly fine. I love that.
And that was like enough for like Bruce to be like, or like have him be mad at Bruce to be like, well, you were a rich orphan, like you weren't actually orphan, like you had people in support, and so you could stop some of this.
Exactly. But yeah. So we mentioned Robin's. What are our expectations for a sequel? What are some villains we might like to see?
Robin, so bad. I feel like a Robin could come into play like at the end of a second movie.
Bring in my boy Dick. I need Dick.
He like accepts a kid.
He accepts more help.
Some help towards the end of the second one, and then like it's Batman and Robin and. Against it's probably going to be a bunch of villains in like the third movie, but
what is it? I think how a Robin can help, because like I don't want another detective story first off, because I want to see this Batman now that he's realized what he can be for Gotham too.
I don't want to completely lose the problem solving aspect though.
Yeah, no, I do want that, but like if we bring in a Robin, let's say, I do want this Batman to see a bit more hope in the world because of having a Robin, you know? Because I feel like that's the point to Robin.
What I'm talking about is like having a Robin. Like, I guess it's like more of like how does he deal with like taking care of a child as well?
Give us the Last of Us treatment.
Like what? Like this is fucking crazy, and like obviously he's gonna probably like. I don't know too many about the Robin origins, but like I assume they were getting themselves in some trouble before.
Depends on which Robin, because Dick Grayson's family died, and then Bruce adopted Dick.
Yeah, but then I was like, how do you accept that your child is also doing the same life-threatening things as you are? But also, like, how do you feel comfortable doing that when you have a child to care for? It's like weird type.
I feel like with Bruce, it's just the lack of parenting skills, right? Because like at the end of the day,
I feel like this
Dick
one
Grayson,
can like he might try a little bit, like this Batman. So maybe Dick isn't the best one.
I mean,
for
yes,
Robin right now.
Yes. However, Dick is always first, and I do love Dick, so I am biased. I will say that right now. But the main thing that I've always make him Romani, give us that. But like in the comics, like Dick and Bruce over recent years of retcon, they're very much more brothers than it is a father-son relationship to some extent at times. So yeah,
I feel like that could work.
Yeah. What would you think of Robin's Laiba?
I love Robin, but I personally don't think that this Bruce is ready.
Okay, fair.
For a Robin.
That's why I think like at the end of a second movie.
Yeah, so I don't think they should introduce him like at the beginning of the second movie. I don't think it should be the plot of the second movie. I think maybe there could be a post-credit scene in the second movie hinting.
Fair enough.
Or he could like run into him towards the end of the second movie, but I don't think Bruce is ready for Robin.
He needs another movie of his own development to
because I love what he's building right now. I love what he's going through in his arc and what's happening with his relationship with Alfred. Because I want to see that blossom into not like blossom.
I feel like Alfred would be a big reason of like.
I do need more of Alfred. Yeah, because I didn't love
gonna
Alfred
have
in this movie.
My issues with Alfred, because I was like, Andy Serkis is Alfred. This is gonna be weird. But then I was like, I really liked it.
He's still not my perfect Alfred. I still don't think we've had a perfect Alfred. Best Alfred I think we've had, oddly, is from the Snyder Cut.
Oh, really?
I don't like Michael Caine's. I don't like Michael Caine's. He's not the badass butler, in my opinion, that he needs to be. So yeah. How about villains, though? Everyone loves a good villain.
Creepy. I want them to remain scary because
Laiba did mention Hush.
Really scary. I know somebody else was like, was it Moose who was mentioning the 10-eyed man? That's terrifying. Who has eyeballs on his fingers? That's weird and gross.
I know Pattinson was talking about having the Court of Owls, which would also be interesting.
I did see that.
Yeah, because it would play way more into like the history of Gotham and the in-depth corruption. Yeah,
that could work.
I love to see that, just like the corruption of Gotham and how it got to how it was. And then like a big obviously theme. Not one villain, but I want to see maybe
more of Ozzy.
I was gonna say I want to see a hint to Hush because they kind of mentioned it.
True.
In this
they mentioned something Elliot and then had big words of Hush right there.
And I think once the reveal of what happened to Bruce's parents is gonna,
come out.
Yeah, that's true.
I also, it's such a shame that our Harley Quinn that we know is a completely different vibe of this world.
I have heard rumors that Anya Taylor-Joy might play her though, and I'm kind of for it, if I'm being honest.
I want an Ivy. Actually, I want an Ivy in either DCEUs right now.
You just want the gay, which I'm also for.
Fuck yeah, go for the gay, but we haven't had an Ivy in other than the animated show.
Uma Thurman.
Oh, we do. We technically do have a CW Ivy, and she is Asian.
She is Asian, and she is really pretty.
She's gorgeous.
The CW version. I always forget about the CW version.
Yeah. Some of it is good, some of it is bad.
I saw a picture of her, and I was like, she is gorgeous as
Asian Ivy.
I was looking at her, and I was like, please stomp on me.
Put her in, coach. I'd love to see Catwoman having her own thing. Because I know we mentioned like Penguin's gonna have his own show and stuff.
Yes.
I mean, like we don't need shows for every character in every movie.
No.
But I feel like he could be a wacky one. But Catwoman, I want her to have her own movie and then have her interact with some of the other
redeem the name of Catwoman
female ladies in the DC first. And like I'm sure there's like, because like she's also like she's more morally gray. She's not like a hero. So like I want conflict between other morally gray
Gotham
ladies.
City Sirens.
Let me have a poster in my room because I love them. But
I think for me, just because like I do love superpowers and I do love camp though, and I would love to see Clayface or Mr. Freeze. Those are like two of my favorite Batman villains ever, so I am definitely biased. So those are like, if we're gonna do superpowers, please let those be those two. I know Matt Reeves says like very little superpowers, but I would love it if it was the two of them. If not, I will gladly take another version of Two-Face, honestly.
Two-Face is scary.
Two-Face is scary. And plus, it would be such a good way to deal with even more corruption within the criminal justice system.
I mean, they could probably do, like, I mean, they'd have to change the look of Mr. Freeze. But, like, they could do somebody who, like, has freeze guns and stuff.
Exactly.
Especially around the Penguin.
Exactly. And plus, we had this Batman take shots to the chest with a shotgun, fucking rifles, bullet shots point blank to the shoulder.
He had really good armor.
He had very... Also, just like right after that little parachute scene. Oh, speaking of... That reminds me of a negative. I hate the Skrull suit. Why didn't he just glide with a cape?
No, he had to be semi-realistic, apparently.
Yeah, it's a prototype. He's just
let me take
out.
bullets to the chest and just a bunch of other shit, but let me have a Skrull suit. Come on.
I mean, it worked. He was prepared.
It semi-worked? But just the idea of Batman having to pull a cord, zip himself up, and then just like, I'm a squirrel.
Glad that we actually had to see that, because like if you're going with the more realistic costumes, and like how would a hero actually be able to do this? Like he'd have to put on a full suit.
I mean, yes, but at the same time, he also has a grappling hook that just pops out of his hand. Like, come on, you're telling me a cape glide is that far?
I like it because he's so skinny and scrawny, and this is like most of the bulk of his costume is probably just technology.
Cape. Yeah, also that.
like I need to keep my grappling hook somewhere.
Yeah.
I mean, our past did. He bulked up. I was like his back. I was like, oh my god.
Yeah.
Yeah. But he got ripped, but like he didn't bulk.
Yeah.
Like, he stayed to his like body shape, sort of.
I did like this idea way more though, because like something about like a fit Batman rather than like a bulky, like, you know, beat the shit out of you Ben Affleck level Batman was way cool.
Batman.
Exactly. I prefer this like scrawny looking Batman, I guess is a way to put it.
He's scrawny. He's still
he's not that scrawny though.
He's smaller. Yeah, it's like the Christian Bale Batman.
I'm glad there was like, as much as I love Robert Pattinson, I'm glad there was no like gratuitous ab scene. Like you see him shirtless.
You see his back muscles, which is like also pretty hot.
Yeah, I want to see this better. But like I mean Breaking Dawn. Oh no, in Twilight. No, the first Twilight movie. When he's with the full that was all makeup. The abs were 100% makeup.
Fair. But yeah. What was it? My original point though was just that the suit looked pretty good without a cape as well. Like the moment he got up after getting fucked, it looked pretty good.
I hate the collar though.
I love the collar.
I hate the collar. Too thick. I hate the collar of his suit. I love the rest of his suit. It looks really tactical, and
it is,
I don't know, just very like tough and strong.
By one of my favorite Batman comics ever, so I will leave it at that.
Is it year one?
No, it is Batman White Knight, which this movie honestly takes quite a bit of inspiration from as well.
Mm-hmm. No wonder your perfect Batman movie so far.
It's not the perfect Batman story for me, but it is the best.
Yeah.
So I will say that. Also, this was running through my head, just random thought. The fact that Arpaz lived with Andrew Garfield and that one's Spider-Man, the other one's Batman, and Charlie Cox, of course. But like Spider-Man and Batman, DC, Marvel, give us a crossover of Spider-Man and Batman.
I don't think that's ever gonna happen.
Andrew is Spider-Man. Robert Pattinson looks like he'd kiss a dude as well. Just saying.
Feel like he would.
Arpaz kissing Andrew Garfield.
They would do it for.
They do it.
But realistically, a Spider-Man Batman crossover is never gonna happen.
Probably not.
Gonna be honest, it's never gonna happen.
Just imagine Andrew Garfield coming in though with like the upside down kissing on Batman. That's to piss off all the homophobes out there.
There's a fan art. I'm sure you can find that.
Probably.
I'm sure it exists.
I do have some Andrew Garfield
there you go.
art right there. I need to put it up with Matt Murdock.
But yeah, I'd say that concludes our podcast for today, right?
Let's end it on that.
We will end it on some queer baiting. Oh my god, that is hot.
That is,
It
is very hot.
Good.
But yeah, we have been the Voices of Atlas. Everyone, plug yourself.
I'm Victoria. You can find me everywhere at Victoria Organa. You can go to victoriaorgana.com to find my links. Also, come watch Turning Red with us and me and everything. I'll be in cosplay tomorrow.
I will try to get my Canadian uniform on.
Well, probably we're wearing red, so wear red, show up. You can win some Netflix. All the details are on our Instagram. So
it actually works really well because Netflix is red.
Yeah, so
just love that.
We're gonna be in our lucky color. I'm probably gonna start off the stream bitching about Bob Chapek.
Hell yeah.
Hell yeah.
Hell yes. I have been Laiba, also known as Mixed and Anxious on TikTok. Do join us for our Turning Red stream tomorrow. But I just want to say, Mr. Knight.
I did recently film a video about me wanting to get my Mr. Knight cosplay going, though. I just post the video.
You needed that yesterday, Johnny.
Well, you all can get it tonight after I'm done this podcast. However, if y'all want to see that video, though, I am under Marvelous Johnny off TikTok and Instagram. And on my Twitter, it's just Marvelous JC. But you know what's easier? Just going to my TikTok, clicking on my link tree, and then just having all the links there. Y'all can even donate to the Ko-fi page to help me get that Mr. Knight cosplay going.
Yeah, get Johnny Mr. Knight.
Mr. Knight cosplay.
We need that.
Exactly. And right on top of that is also the Turning Red giveaway. So if you want to get some free Netflix, again, be sure to join us tomorrow on Stream Lounge. Exactly. You don't even need to enter anymore. You can just come and watch a good movie with us. However, if you're sadly unable to make it and you still want to see Turning Red, though, and you're listening to this podcast, whatever the heck we release it, probably 3 weeks from now, you can still watch it with us because the glory of Stream Lounge is the fact that they record our beautiful faces and you can just play the movie with us and it'll just pause whenever we hit pause. So,
yeah. You'll get our not live commentary, and it's fantastic.
It still feels like we're right there.
Video on demand. If you ever want to watch it with a friend or with me, hey,
yeah, it's a real life May here.
Hello.
Yeah, I'm so excited to see your I have like this swing bangs going on. What the hell? But
I see what I want. I do what I want.
Wait, what's May's friend again? Who looks like Laiba?
Abby. It's so funny. Her name's Abby.
Right. So we got May here and then Abby to my left here. So yeah.
Nick is Priya. I forget the other.
I'm the white
girl's name, but
you're
the white girl. I
am the most basic of us all.
You're the tall girl.
I am the tall friend, which is fitting. But yeah, we have been the Voices of Atlas. Be sure to follow us on all of our socials as well. We do have a website created by the wonderful Victoria here under voicesofatlas.com. And be sure to give us a 5-star rating if you can, because we have some troll who gave us a 1. I think they're just a hater, so fuck them. And yeah, be sure to leave us a review. We will read it on stream. So if you want to leave a review, say anything about us, I'll even read it if it's bad, but I will make fun of you. So yeah, do it at your own caution. Anyways, have a good night, everyone. We have been Vengeance / the Voices of Atlas.
We have been Vengeance.
Oh, yeah. Oh, apparently Nick wanted to say he is Vengeance first before it was cool.
I also forgot. Special message from Nick was that.
Yeah.
He was all about that Vengeance before it was cool as a Ghost Rider fan. Yep. Have a good night, everyone. Bye.
Bye.